time ago, there was a family living in a village near here. The head of the family would go hunting every day. One day, as usual, he set out to hunt, wandering through the forest for a long time. Though he couldn't find any brief, you are wondering where I fit into this story. That day, I was the angel tasked with taking this man's soul just as he was beginning to lose hope. It suddenly started to rain. Disheartened, he decided to return home. However, before long, a large rat had appeared before him. He immediately grabbed his spear and started chasing it, determined to catch it. Without realizing it, he had pursued the rat all the way to the edge of the forest, right to the cliff's edge. In a split second, the rat had leaped off the cliff. Marcus was incredibly unlucky. Once again, he would have to return home empty-handed. Just as he was about to turn back, he noticed a ship in the sea, caught in a raging storm, on the verge of sinking. Panicked, he tried to run back to the village rail, but he had forgotten how slippery the ground had become due to the rain. His feet slipped, and he began to fall off a cliff, plummeting towards sea below. At that moment, I defied my orders and slowed Marcus's fall. It was forbidden for an angel to interfere with human life. My duty was solely to guide souls to the other world. Yet, I altered his fate and gave him life. I carried him in my arms and placed him in the forest beside his home. Then, looking up at the sky, I pleaded with my Father in heaven to forgive me for my transgression. But deep down, I knew I would have to pay the price for my sin. And before long, I learned that Marcus's wife was pregnant with his child. At that moment, I was summoned before the Grand Council by my father.
Azazel, how dare you defy the commands I have given you? How dare you interfere with the life of a human? Because of your actions, a child who was never meant to be born will now exist, and a man who was destined to die still walks the earth. My punishment for this is absolute death. However, considering your intentions, I will not erase you entirely. Instead, you will be imprisoned within the body of the child who should never have been born. Until the day they die, you will experience everything they fear, and when their life ends, so shall you summon the wardens and remove this sinner from my presence.
That day, I was named the Fallen Angel. I was imprisoned within the body of that child by two archangels and now. You're wondering why I am telling you this story. Aren't you man I said that day was Marcus your father? And your mother was Mary. The one I was imprisoned inside is Eve. Augusto, you understand now? Do you see why they attacked your village? Their true target was never the village, it was Eve. By killing you, they will also bring about my end. The one responsible for all of this is none other than my brother Asmodeus, ruler of the Forbidden Forest. When he learned I had fallen to the mortal realm, he sought to destroy me, and that is why he attacked your village, and now the only obstacle in his path, the only one who can stop him is us.